This instructional video will show you how to install video wall displays using GPO Display's unique Z-Shift mounting system. Part 1. Preparation. In each display's accessory box you'll find an RS-232 cable, a power cable, a DVI cable, a VGA cable, a remote controller, and 2 AAA batteries. Make sure you set all these aside and keep track of them. Use lag screws to attach Z-Shift mounts to the wall. Use the bolts provided with the mounts to interconnect the mounts to one another as you go along. Consult with the installation manual for more details. There are 3 open sections in the mount frame, marked here as A, B, and C. Section A is the best place for replacement of third-party devices such as decoders, media players, or distribution amplifiers. Section B is the ideal position for recessed power outlets. Using Section C is not recommended, as access to this area requires the full dismounting of the display. Part 2. How to handle displays. Here's a rear view of a video wall display. EN series displays will differ from this only slightly. You will find 4 handles, 1 at each corner. Be sure to use these handles and avoid squeezing the display or otherwise applying pressure to the panel surface or bezel edges. If you must grasp the edges of the panel, hold your hand as far back from the panel surface as possible. Avoid placing your palm and fingers on the front of the panel as shown here and here. Part 3. Inspection. Closely inspect the display for physical damage immediately following removal from its original packaging. If you uncover scratches, dents, or other signs of physical damage, photograph the potential damage and contact GPO Display's support team immediately. Next, connect a source and power this display on. Check to see if the display is performing as expected. Next, access the OSD menu. Navigate to Multivision Settings and assign the appropriate set ID. When applicable, assign your desired horizontal and vertical set counts as well as the appropriate display sequence number. Consult with your user manual as the OSD menu may vary based on display series. Part 4. Mounting displays. Here's a drawing of a Z-Shift mount. There are 3 mounting holes or insertion points in which pegs at the rear of the display fit. Here's a rear view of a display with the pegs circled in red. And here's a diagram showing a peg after insertion in the service opening. Let's take a different look at how the pegs fit into the Z-Shift openings. The sides of the display should be even with the sides of the mount, and the display should be positioned parallel to the mount. Ease the pegs into the service opening. You can find the service opening by positioning the display less than 1.5 inches higher than the mount. Consult with the manual for more details on safely running cabling behind the displays. Part 5. Mount Channel Safety Dip. Each Z-Shift channel features a safety dip that will stop the display from unintentionally falling down into the lower section of the channel. When a safety dip is reached, the display will drop slightly and there will be an audible click. Part 6. Y-axis adjustment. Y-axis adjustment plates are found near the left and right bottom corners of each Z-Shift mount. There is a Y knob affixed to each plate that will allow you to adjust Y-axis adjustment for both left and right sides of a given display. In order to adjust Y-axis alignment, move the display directly below the display you wish to adjust, either to the left or right so that you can access the Y knob. You may need to move more than one display depending on the position of the display and configuration of your array. Part 7. Z-axis adjustment. Depending on the model you're installing, there will either be Z-axis adjustment bolts, or Z-bolts, protruding from the panel or from the mount, as shown here. They both serve to push a corner of the display outward for the purpose of achieving Z-axis alignment. Part 8. 3x3 example. Affix the mounts to the wall, starting with the bottom middle mount, followed by the remaining mounts in the bottom row, bolting the mounts to one another after they have been affixed to the wall. Follow this by affixing the next row of mounts in the same order, bolting the mounts to their neighboring mounts as was done on the previous row. The same applies to the top and final row. Next, install the displays starting with the right columns, moving from bottom to top. Slide these displays to the right, moving from bottom to top again, to give yourself some room to work with on the next column. Stop before you reach the safety dip, after moving approximately 1.5 inches. Then, install the middle column, moving from bottom to top once again. Shift this column to the right as well, stopping before the safety dip once again. Install the left column in the same fashion as the others and move to the left. Move the middle column of displays into place as shown here. Move the remaining displays in place in the same fashion. Finally, your displays will be in their install position. Thank you for watching. Contact GPO Display's support team at support@gpodisplay.com or call 855-GPO-CORP, that's C-O-R-P, and hit extension 1 if you need further assistance. You may also consult with the full version of the Z-Shift installation manual